Hey everybody, and welcome to another Cricut Craft tutorial. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to my channel. It is totally free to subscribe and a great way to help support my channel. Today I'm super excited to show you this. I get asked this all the time, and I really wanted to test out and try some things before I addressed this with you guys, because I don't ever want to suggest something that doesn't work or is hard to use or I don't believe in. So what I've done is I tested a bunch of different adapters for pens for your Cricut, and these are the three that I've used so far that have worked the best, and they work with the Sharpie brand markers. I'm going to link below where you can get these adapters. They're super inexpensive. I've only tried the Sharpie versions, but I plan on trying some of the other versions that this company offers, because they offer a ton of different ones that work with a bunch of different pens and marker sets. One thing to note is to make sure that your machine is out of warranty, because if it's not, you will void your warranty by using this, because this is an aftermarket part. Now these adapters only work with the Explore Air 2 and the Maker. They don't work with any of the other machines due to the sizing of the adapters, so keep that in mind as well. But I've tried them in both the Explore Air 2 and the Maker, and they worked great in both machines. So they work with the Sharpie Art Pens, Sharpie Ultra Fine Point, and Sharpie Fine Point. Each of the adapters is labeled, so it's super easy to know which adapter to use with which pen. I'm going to show you guys how to unload your Cricut adapter that's in your machine, as well as how to load the adapter for each of the pens and how they all write. I think they all did a great job writing, and I know it's a little hard to see from here, but you guys are going to get to see this up close and personal. I've tried it with a bunch of different things, including drawing different pictures, writing different words, and I've had no problems with any of them. One thing to note, again, is just make sure that your machine is out of warranty before using these items, because you will void your warranty. This is a question I get a lot when I do these videos with aftermarket parts, and you just need to make sure that your machine is a year old or older. Once you've hit that year, your warranty is null and void anyways, so it doesn't matter. But again, I've used these a ton and have had no issues with my machine. I'm going to take you over to Design Space to show you how to set up some writing so that you can learn how to do that a little bit if you don't know, and that way you can test them yourself, because it's always a good idea to test a new thing that you get before you really dive into a project and you really want to get used to using it. So let's go over to Design Space so we can get started. The first thing that we'll need to do in Design Space is to insert some text, and we can kind of use anything that we want, but because we're going to be using some pens, I'm going to try to make sure that I use some writing fonts. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make some test type of text here. So I'm just going to call them by each of the type of pen that we're going to use. So we will call this one Sharpie Ultra Fine Point. We will do this one, and we'll move this up out of the way. We have the Sharpie Art Pens, and then we have the Sharpie Fine Point. So we're going to do another text box for Sharpie Art Pens, and then we'll do one more for the Sharpie Fine Point. And this is just so we know what we're using and we can test them out. It just makes it really easy. That way you guys can see how well these adapters work. So like I said, we're going to use some writing fonts. So you can use either free ones, and I will link the video down below that shows you all the free writing fonts that I found. I will do another video on those really, really soon. But if you want to use the ones that are in Cricut, what you do is open your fonts and click Filter. And then you're going to filter it to the word writing. And any of these fonts are going to write in the single line. Even though they look kind of funny on some of these, you will see that they write in the single line font. So let's just choose a couple of them. We'll just use this one. And then we will use, let's make sure we still have this filtered. Yep, filtered to writing fonts. I did not mean to click that, but that works too, I think, except that's not a writing font. Let me filter this back to writing. Sorry about that. We can use, let's see. Let's do something a little different. Let's see what that one's going to look like. Okay. We'll do that one, and then we'll do the Sharpie Fine Point, and let's do that one in, let's see what that looks like. That looks like fun. All right, we'll do those ones. So this way we can kind of tell the difference in each pen, and we can give them their own review. So now what we'll need to do is change the pen color for each of these so that it's going to allow us to change the pens in between. It doesn't matter what color you choose, just choose a different color so that it's going to let us change the color of our pen and our pen adapter and all of that in between them. So you can just change it to whatever. It really doesn't matter. I'm just going to make them all so they look completely different and they're all different colors. So we'll just do that one in purple. Now, I do need to size these down. They are a little too big for what we're doing, so we're just going to make them about 7.5. That should be just fine. Now, let's go ahead and click Make It, and I'll show you what it does on this screen. You see that it kind of puts them kind of all jumbled? Well, I want a little more space between them so we can really see how they look. So go ahead and cancel this. So in order to keep them so they're further apart so we can really get a good look at each one by itself, I'm going to go ahead and move these apart a bit. And we're just going to kind of set them so that they have a little space in between each one of them. Select all of them and go ahead and click the word attach. Now, when you're doing writing, you can attach stuff that are different colors because it's going to keep it those different colors because it knows that you want to use different colored pens. Don't ask me why, but with Design Space, it allows us to do that, so we're going to go with it. So now when we click on Make It, it's going to have all of our different pens spaced out a little bit more, and you can move them around on the mat if you want them a little further down your page. So I'll move them down a little bit. I'm going to show you guys how to load the different pens into the adapters, how to remove your pen adapter, and then we will get to writing. The first thing that you need to do before doing anything with your new adapters is to remove the original adapter that comes with your machine. So that is this one in clamp A. So with this one, you have to kind of wiggle it out. There's a little tab down here on the bottom, and you almost have to squeeze it together a little bit with your fingers. These are the little tabs right here. I broke one. So be careful because they break super easy, and I was using a Cricut pen when it broke. So I'm going to go ahead and put that over to the side, and then we are starting with the Sharpie Ultra Fine Point. So that is this one right here in pink, and it has a little code on the side that tells you which one it goes to. So what we'll do is we're going to get our Sharpie Ultra Fine Point. Now, I didn't do these in the right colors that match with the machine, but it'll work. It's okay. So what we're going to do is take the lid off, and this fat part goes at the top, and you just put your pen right in, and you may need to shove a little bit, but you just want to get it in so it's nice and tight. Go ahead and place the adapter into your B, and then close it. Now what we'll do is we are going to load in the paper, and I'm just going to put that on one of my green mats because my green mat is super not sticky, and I'm just using some plain white cardstock just to make this so you guys can see it. So I'm going to do that really quick off camera because I want you guys to be nice and close so that you can see it writing. All right, we are ready to load our mat, so we'll go ahead and do that. Click the Cricut button and let that go. Now that it's done writing, we need to load in a different pen. So the first thing you want to do is take your other pen out, take it out of the adapter, and put your cap right back on your pen because you don't want to lose that. Next one we need to load is our Sharpie Art pen, which is the SAP, and that is this one right here, this little skinny guy in purple. So what you'll do, again, you just pop it out of the cap and slide it into the adapter. This one you have to press a little bit more until it stops sliding. Go ahead and put that in. Same idea as the last one. Put it into slot A, close the clamp, and click the go button. Now that it's done writing with that, go ahead and unload that one. Again, remove it from the adapter, which you just kind of slide it off. Sometimes twisting it a little helps. I'm going to go ahead and put that one to the side. Always remember to put your cap right back on your pen so it doesn't dry out. And the next one that we're going to do is our Sharpie fine point. This is one that probably most of you guys have at home because most people have these fine points. So I'm just going to slide it in. And this one again, slide all the way till it stops. It does take a little bit of force, so don't worry if you have to press a little bit to slide it in. And then just hit the go button. And this one will then write with this marker now. Now we just need to remove our last marker. Go ahead and pop it out of the adapter and close the cap. Let's take a look at all of our fonts and how they look. So in retrospect, this was maybe not the best font to choose, but it still looks really cool. It's supposed to look more PC and open, but it still looks really cool. It looks like a really cool shadow font. But you can see they all worked fantastic. And all you need are these little adapters. So we have the Sharpie Art Pen adapter. You have the Sharpie Fine Point adapter. And finally, the Sharpie Ultra Fine Point adapter. This company makes a ton of different adapters, and there's a whole list right here, and it gives you all the different pens and types. So lots of really, really good options. I will link their adapters down below. They are fantastic. I am very, very pleased with them. They worked perfectly. I'm really excited to have some more options, especially with this thicker pen, to write and do some more of those types of things. If you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm always happy to answer those for you. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos on Wednesdays and Saturdays with the occasional bonus live video. I hope you guys had so much fun checking out these pen adapters. Again, they are linked in the description box down below. Have a wonderful day and happy crafting.